This one's on the subject of youth, which is quite a topical thing at the moment, and it's asking the question, when we see stuff in our youth as a society that we don't like, or undesirable behaviour attitudes, it's asking where they might have got that kind of impression from, and where they learned from, and you get the gist. It's called They Don't Do As They're Told. See, why don't we do as they're told? We might, excuse me, right from day one, the young are told that, oh, be honest, work hard, and you'll be duly rewarded. That's why nurses ride buses and estate agents drive Porsches. Learn to share, be grateful for what you've got. It's not nice to be greedy to grab, and I run along with 10 minutes of TV around 30 minutes of ads. And if you ever let me catch you scribbling on the wall, you can be sure you're going to pay, because writing your name up in spray is a very serious crime. But that 20-foot billboard next to it screaming, buy another car, that one is fine. So you have to bear in mind they paid a lot to get that score, and your line of sight in your consciousness, so when you can expect to collect that check, I'm afraid I can't make any promises. Now, young girls, when you go to school, be sure to follow all the rules without fail. That means no makeup and no painted nails and don't wear your skirt too short, trying to keep your thoughts on your books. That's what's going to serve you in life, not your looks, or being popular or cool. And then when you're home from school, you can read any one of your favourite magazines, marketed specifically at teens, all about women, goddesses and queens, out women with necklines as low as their self-esteem, and self-esteem as low as their IQ, whose sole purpose seems to be to provide you with a message that if you don't wear your ribs on the outside, you're overweight. And even if you can't starve, keep or shit yourself in the shape of plenty of surgical options you can take. Now guys, I'm talking to you too. I know right now you think get respect from your crew is all about trainers and phones and right brands in your clothes, but as any wise adult knows, I will take any tedious chance to remind you, appearances don't count, what matters is what's inside you. oh, this really isn't good. I see you sometimes like to wear a top that comes with a hood. Lord of mercy. And please tell me these rumours aren't true. We like to hang out with other kids the same age as you. Outdoors, in public, you know what this means. Once you hit about 14, people are going to start judging you, begrudging you, based not knowing you, based on what they've seen between the pages of the Sun and the Mail. You might find that the elderly frail become paranoid and tend to avoid you and walking through areas that are poorly lit. You might find that in-store security guards start to swarm around you like flies around shit. You might be thinking, this is outrageous. I've never committed a crime or been in the papers. This kind of treatment seems a little rough. Then you see someone who looks like you had son, and to most people that's just good enough. So I'll be a bit less worried about downloading that ringtone and a little more concerned about that inconvenient skin tone, because there's no easy way to say this. But you're just not Caucasian. And that means you can look forward to up to 5 times more chance of incarceration, up to 29 times more of stop and search without explanation. But don't let that make you feel bitter and resentful inside, because like people have told you, right, you've got nothing to fear, you've got nothing to hide. And that crew of yours, in which you take such pride, with the postcodes and the pitbull and the puff and the patois and the feeling you belong, that's just plain wrong. But that other crew, and the cars, and the money, and the helicopters, and horses, and guns, and dogs, and tasers, and mace, and a DNA database, and cameras in every corner of your community who can kill with impunity, that's just plain right. And when you got into that fight, and what that guy said about your mum, that was dumb. You should know better to go pursuing such petty vendettas. But when a man gets cut down by 8 rounds for wearing a big jacket and running on the underground, or when a pre-dawn raid smashes down your door, puts one on your shoulder, frightens the fuck out your family, and pins you to the floor for nothing more than a mistake in a dress, and when a 47-year-old father of 4 gets pushed to his death for walking home from work on the same day as a protest, that's called keeping the peace. And nobody ever gets busted. So why can't people see the police should always be trusted? And I wonder, when those Londoners went burning and looting and helping themselves to what they please, if they learned that from listening to rap or from their history GCSEs, from back when half the world map was coloured in pink, or maybe they were taught that way to think, by watching the government send its armed forces to lay down their lives liberating those poor, defenceless natural resources. And please, let's not succumb to amnesia. And forget that Prima Mugabe Zimbabwe was known as Rhodesia, named after the man who pulled the greatest diamond heist of all time, not with a sledgehammer and a rope and just used slaves to go down lines. But they didn't give him a fine, put a tag on his ankle and give him an asbode and send him to the gallows, leaving the cells that gave him a knighthood, a university, and a country as well. But don't worry, because that ugly business of slavery is long gone. Just don't ask where your laptop, your iPod, or your phone came from, or why Foxconn, the factory that produced it, finds it conducive to business to have anti-suicide nets around the outside of the building. There's a lesson here, children. Haven't you learned yours yet? Take what the fuck you want, just not from your own doorstep. So don't pout and protest and grumble and bitch and leave you at work anyway, pissing away the day for minimum pay, making someone else rich, and you keep it up to you're about 300, who knows, maybe one day you'll even get a pension. Just be a good sport. Promise not to mention the big in-joke that since the beginning of time all us adults have known that kids don't learn from what they're told, they learn from what they're shown.